Previously, we explored how Earth would react in the first days, months, and years without humans. We saw nature quickly begin to reclaim its territory, with plants overrunning our streets and animals returning to places they hadn't been seen in generations. But what happens after centuries, after thousands, even millions of years? In this second part, we dive deeper into the ultimate future of a world where humans never existed. Get ready, because things are about to get really wild. 5 centuries after humanity's disappearance, the Earth becomes unrecognizable. The world we knew is gone. Cities like New York, once a symbol of human achievement, are now nothing but rubble covered in green. The towering skyscrapers of Dubai have collapsed, their steel skeletons eaten away by rust, and their glass facades shattered into countless fragments. Cairo, one of the oldest cities, has been swallowed by the desert sands, its modern structures crumbling while the ancient pyramids, built to last, stand as silent witnesses. Only the strongest, most resilient structures remain. Think of ancient stone temples, deep underground metro tunnels, and the foundations of our most robust buildings. They are partial ruins, ghosts of a forgotten civilization. But where human life has faded, animal life explodes. The world becomes a vast, untamed wilderness. Wolves, once pushed to the fringes of our world, now roam freely across Europe and Asia, their packs growing larger and more dominant. In Africa, the great savanna reclaims everything. Elephants, no longer threatened by poachers, march in massive herds, their heavy footsteps shaking the ground where our towns once stood. Lions and hyenas, apex predators, expand their territories, repopulating regions that humans had controlled for centuries. The balance of power has shifted entirely. Forests continue their relentless march, expanding over our farmlands, highways, and suburbs, fully restoring the natural ecosystems that we had so drastically altered. The air is cleaner, the rivers run clearer, and the planet breathes a long, slow sigh of relief. Fast forward another few centuries. By the time 1,000 years have passed, almost all our metal structures have rusted into nothing. The Eiffel Tower, the Golden Gate Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, all gone, turned into reddish-brown dust that fertilizes the soil. The massive skyscrapers that once defined our skylines have become giant mounds of debris, overgrown with trees and vines, looking like strange, man-made hills. The enormous dams we built to harness the power of rivers have broken under the immense pressure of water and time. The human-made lakes they created have drained, carving new canyons and returning rivers to their original, wild courses. This new world triggers an explosion of evolution. With humans and their artificial environments gone, species begin to adapt to a planet shaped purely by nature. Genetic evolution accelerates at a pace not seen in millennia. Some animals, freed from the constraints of living alongside humans, grow larger. Imagine deer the size of moose, or bears that dwarf even the largest grizzlies today. Other species develop heightened senses. Without the constant glare of city lights, nocturnal animals might evolve incredibly powerful night vision. Without the deafening noise of our traffic and industry, animals could develop hearing, so sensitive they can detect predators or prey from miles away. The world is quieter, darker, and more alive than ever. Now, let's leap 50,000 years into the future. By this point, the Earth's climate itself has started to change. Without the billions of tons of greenhouse gases pumped into the atmosphere by our cities and factories, the planet has cooled down slightly. The global warming trend has reversed, and natural climate cycles have returned to a state of perfect balance. Ice caps might begin to reform, and sea levels could stabilize or even drop. The planet's weather patterns become more predictable, governed by the ancient rhythms of the sun and the oceans. This new stability allows for animal migrations on a scale we could never imagine. With no fences, no highways, and no borders to stop them, herds of herbivores numbering in the millions trek across entire continents, following the seasons. Predators follow them, creating a dynamic, constantly shifting web of life that spans the globe. Species that were once confined to specific regions now spread freely, intermingling and creating entirely new ecosystems. The entire planet is a single, interconnected biological system, thriving in a way it couldn't when we were here to carve it up. Let's jump ahead again, to 100,000 years after we vanished. At this point, almost every trace of human civilization has disappeared. It's as if we were just a dream. The concrete that built our world, our sidewalks, our buildings, our highways has crumbled into dust. The glass from our windows has been broken down by the elements, returning to the sand from which it came. But what about plastic, that seemingly indestructible material we created, our most stubborn legacy? Even plastic finally begins to break down. Decades of relentless sunlight, relentless erosion from wind and water, and newly evolved bacteria that have learned to consume it finally take their toll. Our plastic bottles, bags, and gadgets slowly decompose. Imagine a future intelligent species perhaps evolved from birds or dolphins stumbling upon the last remnants of our existence. They might dig up a fragment of a microchip, a shard of ceramic, or a fossilized piece of a building's foundation buried deep underground. But what could they possibly make of it? Without any context, without our language, our art, our history, these artifacts would be meaningless puzzles. Our entire existence would be a faint, indecipherable whisper in the deep history of the planet. Now, for the final jump, 1 million years later, the Earth is fully transformed. It's a pure, natural paradise, a world of staggering beauty and complexity. The planet's ecosystems have reached a level of stability and biodiversity that hasn't existed since long before humans ever evolved. The scars we left on the planet have completely healed. New dominant species have risen to take our place. Who would they be? Maybe highly intelligent birds, their complex songs echoing through ancient forests. Perhaps advanced marine predators, rulers of a deep and mysterious ocean. Or maybe, just maybe, a new type of primate evolves, taking its first steps towards consciousness, ready to start the cycle all over again. Earth has moved on. In the end, it's clear, Earth not only survives without us, it thrives. Nature heals its wounds, the air and water become pure, and animal life flourishes in a way we can barely comprehend. But as we imagine this beautiful, wild world, we have to ask, is something missing? There is no art, no music, no literature, no science or technology. The relentless human drive to understand the universe, to create, to innovate, to ask why, that's all gone. The story of Earth becomes one of breathtaking natural beauty, but it's a story without a storyteller. It's empty of the creativity, curiosity, and meaning that we, for all our flaws, brought to the planet. We shaped the world, for better and for worse. But without us, our legacy, our entire story, fades away slowly, silently, and completely. So, what do you think? Is Earth truly better off without humans? Or do we give the planet a purpose, a consciousness, that no other species can? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And make sure you're subscribed, because in part 3, we're going to explore a completely different scenario. Thanks for watching.